So, I've had a little notebook that I've been writing things in ever since the beginning of the breakup, and yeah, it's been a rough few weeks. So I found it and I started reading through it, and I was like, maybe I should share some of this. What you fear has already happened. That was Matthew Hussey. I mean, I don't have everybody's names, but ones I do know, I will tell you. And this is really just because words are so powerful. We're all talking out loud or in our head all day, pretty much, right? And something really interesting that I've learned from, I wish I could remember his name. He's like a Japanese or a Chinese pastor with tattoos. Johnny something. He's awesome. Like, he's the one who made me realize a lot of the things that go on in my head, it's not actually me, it's Satan. Like, it really is. When you're having like troubling thoughts and you're just going back and forth, and mostly it's just like when it's confusing and or it brings up anxiety, that is Satan talking in your head. Yeah, that's scary, isn't it? That's so scary to realize I've been talking to Satan for like decades. So yeah, wanting something leads to more motivation than already having it. I think that goes mostly for dating, because yeah, you want someone to want you versus just being able to have you. You won't get anyone back doing more of what pushed them away. Not that I'm trying to get anyone back at all. No, never. I just wrote that down. What did it cost you to stay in that situation in my old relationship? And I put never being fully chosen. Alignment check. Before you make a decision. Am I doing this because I genuinely want to, or am I doing it to avoid conflict or rejection? Does this action align with my values? Forgive yourself for not knowing earlier what only time could teach. Number one issue in relationships is communication. And assuming what's said is exactly what's heard. So, yeah, a follow-up question is, after you ask the question, ask the person what they heard you say. You'll always get a different perspective that makes the connection with the person much stronger. My connection to the Creator is my foundation. My light draws the right love to me. Here's a little note on how to abstain. Being clear with your boundaries and why. Like why you want to abstain. Fruitful conversation only. So that means no spicy talk. Because that's how it starts. If you start conversating about it, it's going to go there. It's just not going to have another place to go. Understanding that submitting to the Lord versus your hormones and natural desires is a sacrifice. It really is. Don't tempt yourself. Temptation, sin, passion, fire is always waiting to swallow you up. Yeah, it's always out there. Value is communicated not in what you say, but what you do. The universe is always saying yes. It doesn't say no. And that means if you're sitting over here thinking, I'm a loser, I'm never going to figure this out, the universe is going to say, okay, yes, and yes, and it's going to give you back more of that stuff. If you're saying, I am growing, I am on the path I need to be to get exactly where I want to go. You see how that's like an upgraded version of, and it's more positive versus negative. The universe is going to agree with you, and it's going to send you that back. Ooh, the power of the pause. This is a good one that I've still yet to master. Should have read this before I went to the creek yesterday or the other day, whatever. Take a second, take a breath, put your hand on your stomach and chest. Remind yourself that you're in the present moment, not in the past, and you're not in the future. The power of the pause. Your path specifically, you walk a very, very blessed, abundant path. You are highly favored and divinely protected. Corinthians 7:10. For godly grief produces a repentance that leads to salvation without regret, whereas worldly grief produces death. That's deep. Godly grief produces a repentance that leads to salvation without regret, whereas worldly grief produces death. What does that mean? It means when you have godly grief is what I'm going through now. I've never been so deep into the Bible. Worldly grief is kind of what I went through when my mom died. I got 10 different jobs. Well, not really. I worked like 3 different jobs. I was going to school. I kept myself busy. I kept all this so busy and this so busy that I didn't have time to think about it. I literally couldn't think about it. That's what it means. What it'll lead to death. If I'd have stayed in that, it'll lead to death of my soul. My soul will not go on. It will stay trapped.